Okay, so the question is, you're young, you're hungry, you're entrepreneurial, you wanna, you have some money saved up, and you'd like to know when's the best time for you to make the leap, take that risk, become an entrepreneur, and empty your savings account, and let's just fucking rock this, right? When's the best time to do it? The answer is when you are comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the biggest. That's the answer. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is if you're working 40, 50, 60 hours a week for someone else, that means you should be working 30 to 40 hours a week for yourself before you take any dive, anything. And this is the most important thing. People always say, oh, but I have 20 grand saved up. I have 15 grand, I have 30 grand, I have 50 grand saved up. I'm ready to start a business. Fuck that. Write this down. Oh. Hustle as if you're broke. I don't give a damn about your $10,000, $20,000 business. Because guess what? I've personally seen people come from where I've come from and flip $100 into $1,000, $1,000 into $5,000, $5,000 into $6,000, lost $2,000, but they started with zero, right? They started with maybe that $100 they had. You don't need money. Because you can go right now and you can go on 71st Street and buy a box of candy, Reese's, $20. You get 40 Reese's for $20, right? Go and buy a box. You sell each Reese's for $1. Now you just doubled your revenue. The problem is people don't want to start there. People don't want to start selling candy. You got to start small and hustle and build those skills necessary to become an entrepreneur. I don't give a damn if you're worth $100,000. You can buy the courses in the world, but if you don't have that work ethic, if you can't hustle as if you're broke, you're dead in the water. If you're not comfortable being uncomfortable, because this is not comfortable right here, you shouldn't be spending any money on courses. You should be going to the library and getting books for free. If anything, you should be going to Amazon, getting used books for $8. I'm not talking about the best and the newest and greatest words. I'm talking about the originals. Go study. We want to know about how to get into law school, or how to be a consultant, or how to do these fancy jobs with people who are really smart. Learn basic philosophy. Learn logic. Study Plato. Study Socrates. Go get a textbook on philosophy 101 and learn all about logical fallacies. Don't read how to be a consultant and make $10,000 and buy this course for $5,000. All you're doing is when you're buying courses, you're making someone else rich, which is fine. Not saying that there's not good, valuable information on it, but the courses should not be teaching you something. What they should be doing is challenging what you already know. When you go to college, when you go to a class, you're not going to the professor to teach you something. You're going to the professor to talk about the book that you've read for the past 3 days and the homework you've done, and to go over and to compare. It's a big study session. That's how you should treat a class. But until you have the base knowledge to even get there, if you take a real estate class and you can't tell me, how to calculate a cap rate on the back of a napkin, what are you doing? If you don't know, if you want to get into investing and you want to be a day trader and you don't know where gold's trading today, if I ask you right now, where's gold trading? Where are interest rates at? If you don't know the answer to that question right now, every single day, you're not ready for a class, period. You need to go do your homework by reading newspapers, by buying old and used textbooks, sitting down and reading and being uncomfortable, and hustling as if you are broke. So I don't give a damn about your savings. I don't care about that. It doesn't matter. That's not going to make you money. What makes you money is ambition. What makes you money is being uncomfortable. What makes you money is not worrying about how much you have saved up to spend on a course. It's about challenging yourself and learning the material and immersing yourself in that material And then you go take a course and say, let me see what this guy is talking about. Because now what you can do is analyze what he's saying and compare it to what you've learned on your own. All right, so the question was, what if me going into my savings and spending that money on courses and learning materials, that process in and of itself makes me uncomfortable? Yeah, that's true, but remember, you're not trying to get uncomfortable just to be uncomfortable. You're trying to get uncomfortable to build habits that will make you wealthy and that will build sustainable generational wealth. So if you can do that by going to the library, and if you can build those fundamental building blocks at the library for free, or you try to take a shortcut and pay someone $20,000 to teach you, you still have the same problem of not wanting to do the work in the beginning. You can't buy your way into shortcuts. Not in this rat race, not in this grind. There's no way you can buy experience. You can't buy those frustrating hours in a library. You can't buy all the books you'll be reading and the lessons that you're going to be learning and all the free things that you learn and the innovation that comes out of being broke. Some of the best innovations came from broke people who were impoverished because they had no other alternative. You're trying to take a shortcut because you have an alternative. A lot of people in this world hustle and become millionaires. Some billionaires came from nothing. They were broke. But in that adversity, that's where they found their hustle. You can't buy hustle. You can't find that in the class. What you have to do, act like you're broke, because guess what? Your competition is broke and they're hungrier than you are. Because they don't have $10,000 for a shortcut. They're going a long way. And you know what that long way is going to teach them? Discipline and work ethic. So you go ahead and spend your $10,000 on the course. You know, you get out of it. Yeah, you learn, in 4 weeks how to get rich. While your competition is spending absolutely no money, they're spending time, sacrificing, being disciplined, building a work ethic and building habits, building these fundamental building blocks that will make them successful. In 5 years, if that person was a stock and you were a stock, I guarantee that person's stock will be 10x yours, because you're trying to trade cash for an intangible. It doesn't work like that, man. So it sounds like you're saying, you'd rather invest in a millionaire to teach you a playbook or teach you how to get things done, or teach you a way to be a millionaire, not necessarily spend money on college or spend money on some kind of course or class, right? Interesting. That's fair. I have, let's call it 2 to 3 points on this, right? Point number 1, I read recently, I haven't fact checked this, so I don't know. I read recently that Benjamin Graham, who was Warren Buffett's mentor and professor, Warren Buffett said, hey, guess what? I'll work for you for free. I just want to learn. And you know what his reply was? He said, you're still underpaying. And what that means is the people who you want to learn from, you can't pay. There's no number you can pay. You can't. You think, for me, if a high school kid or a college kid came to me and said, hey, I want to learn with you. I want to learn how you making money. I want to learn how you living this lifestyle. I want to learn everything you know. What do you don't pay me $1,000 a day that stops my momentum. You don't have enough money to pay me. Now, if you're hungry and you want to work for me and you want to do things for free or intern or something like that, and it's something you can kind of, this goes back to being helping out and figuring out how you can be helpful for someone who you're trying to get as a mentor, then that's a different story. But if any person's going to take your money, for them to teach you how to get rich, that's not, because they're stopping their momentum of getting rich unless their whole thing is to get rich from people taking their money. And my second point on that is, yes, get a mentor. I strongly believe in getting mentors. And the best thing you can do, and this is going to sound somewhat contradictory, right? Get a mentor who has a proven playbook and learn from that. It's not the big things that you can learn and you can research yourself and you can like buy a course for. When you get around someone with a playbook, you're not looking to learn those things. You should be around someone who has a playbook that's proven and learn the little things they're doing. The onus is on you to come to each meeting, to each session, to each dinner, lunch, whatever however you're meeting with this mentor. The onus is on you to come prepared and to not waste that person's time by asking trivial questions. If you want to be in finance, you want to be in real estate, don't have a lunch meeting with someone who you want to be your mentor and ask them about IRR. That's a waste of your mentor's time and your time. Do your homework before, so each meeting you get out or you'll take away a lot more. The little things, right? Maybe instead of asking what IRR is, you ask him or her, what kind of returns are your investors expecting today versus when you were doing this 10 years ago, and why? That's a valid question, right? Because it already assumes, number one, you already know what IRR is. Number two, you're comparing it from today versus like 10 years ago. Number three, you're asking why. Like, what's the biggest difference, right? Because markets move. The world is dynamic. Change is constant. And what you learn today, if you learn one thing today, that may not be the case tomorrow, right? So it's important for you to learn these fundamental tips and tricks and the little things that make people successful through market cycles. Anyone can be wealthy during a bull market or when the market's hot. When markets crash, that's when the real people get exposed. And then you want to be around people who have made it through those market cycles because they can compare. They understand what it takes to build sustainable wealth. If you want to get rich quick, go buy a course and learn from a guru and go buy this stock that's going to explode or go flip this house. That's fine. Is that building sustainable generational wealth? Probably not. But go do what you want to do. And it's just these are just my 2 cents on the matter. And recapping it, number one being careful who your mentor is because you should be paying a mentor because you probably can't afford them. And I was also giving some advice. Don't really discount your rates by a lot for a lot of people. You either stick with your rate or do it for free. You discounting yourself doesn't really help anyone, right? So, and I would take that same attitude and that mentality and apply that to someone who's your mentor, who you want to be your mentor. You probably can't afford their rate, so therefore you should ask them to do it for free. And it's more out of altruism and wanting to help and give back and hopefully impact society in a good way and do good. All right? As you all know, I'm a firm believer of doing good and doing well, and that the two are not mutually exclusive. So find someone like that who's willing to dedicate some time and be helpful for that person, and get a mentor that way. Bring it back to the second point.
Personal consultant.
Yeah, as a coach. So the question is there a difference between a mentor and a personal consultant? And I'd say yes, the answer is a coach, right? Or an advisor. Some of what I do for companies, or even for individuals, is I coach and advise them. I don't necessarily say I mentor them, right? Because a lot of my clients pay my fee, almost all of them pay my fee, except the nonprofits. But almost everyone else paid my fee for me to coach and advise them, right? What I'm good at, my expertise is being able to take in a lot of information very quickly and learn very, very quickly and efficiently and become an expert pretty quickly in any given field, and being able to ingest that and then regurgitate it in digestible sound bites to any given audience. That can be a coach. And then my hobby and my specialty and what I enjoy doing revolves around finance and especially business strategy. And it's called being industry agnostic, meaning I don't really, I can learn all about oil fields in Wyoming and then also teach you about the restaurant industry in Brooklyn, right? Business problems tend to be very similar with just different applications. And so when you are out there looking for your coach or looking for your mentor or looking for your advisor, you want to hire someone that is incredibly intelligent and that can digest information quickly, but also spit it back out to you in a way that makes sense to you, right? Because everyone learns differently. I'm not going to sit here and draw out some kind of beautiful painting for my clients. No, what I can do, I can't get on the board. I can read an entire textbook in a day and a half and then spit it back to them in a way that's relevant for their situation. And that's what people pay for, right? And that's what you want. You want someone that's going to be able to say, hey, I have this problem with my real estate bid, but also I have this problem, trying to finance a car, or a lot of financial problems are interrelated. Or my friend has a problem trying to grow their business. Okay, what's the problem? You need more customers, trying to grow revenue, trying to grow profitability, decrease cost. From a legal standpoint, are they trying to get out of a contract? Are they trying to negotiate their current contractual situation with vendors? What do they want to do? And so you want to find someone who is fluid. What did Bruce Lee say? Be water. You want to find a mentor or a coach or an advisor that is like water and able to mold themselves, and also be humble enough to know that they don't know everything, right? But you want a mentor who knows people who do know the thing that they don't know. So find someone like that, and that's someone you want to pay for as far as a coach. Like pay for that coach, pay for that advisor, but make sure it's a good fit personally, right? And then you want to be a mutual fit because you learn differently, everyone learns differently, so you want to make sure that you are getting the best value for what's important to you. So, here's my advice. The cost of achieving your dreams, the cost of success is being uncomfortable, right? Understanding your strengths and weaknesses, hiring help to fill in those weaknesses and to bolster those strengths, and hustling as if you're broke. That is the cost. Losing sleep, maybe losing friends, not being able to go out every Friday, every Saturday, staying in, head down for hours upon hours. That is the cost. And depending on how successful you want to be, that cost increases exponentially. Each level you get to, you can stop right there and be cool. You can get to $10 million and say, I'm straight, I'm cool chilling. I didn't sacrifice 3 full years. I did this, I hustled. I got a mentor. I got coaches and advisors, and I outsourced, and I did everything DK said, and I got my $10 million. Fuck, that was hard. I'm good. But then you got some people that are like, no, the money's not really what I'm after. I love this. I love this grind. I love being uncomfortable because I love tackling goals. And those are people that are scary because how do you defeat that? And those are people who you're competing with every single time you want to raise the bar or go up another level. You're competing with the people who don't really care about the money. Money's a positive consequence to your investment, and your investment is your sacrifice. What are you willing to truly sacrifice to reach that goal, whatever that goal may be? Some people have these ambitions. They want a 10-bedroom home, and they want a Ferrari, and they want to drive this private. They want to ride in a private jet. That's cool. What are you willing to sacrifice in return? Because guess what? If someone handed me a private jet and a mansion for nothing, I'd be a little skeptical. Why do you think that lottery winners go broke? Most of them go broke. They just hand them the keys. Here you go. All this brand new stuff. It didn't work for you. They don't understand how fucking hard it is, what it takes to really, truly get there. People don't realize, if you don't understand how much something costs, you're gonna take it for granted. Because money, that's just positive consequence. It's not even about that. It's about your mental health, your perseverance, right? How tenacious are you? How gritty are you? Are you willing to get your hands dirty? Are you willing to really dig deep and keep going when you're tired? When you quit your job and you don't have a paycheck coming, and you're uncomfortable, and you're like, holy shit, if I don't hustle, I don't eat. That's the cost. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable, guys. This is DK Smith. If you have any questions, you want to talk, have a dialogue, feel free to add me on Instagram, MR_DK Smith. I'm pretty active on that. I try to check my DMs all the time, so DM me. I'm open. I love talking about this. I love debating. If you have any questions on how to find a mentor, or if you have any questions on how to find the right coach or the right business advisor or the right strategist, or whatever may fit your need, I'm not saying you have to go with me, but I will love to help you find whoever it is you should be going with that fits your budget and that matches your ambition and that matches your sacrifice. So DK Smith, again, find me Instagram at MR_DK Smith. Comment below, have some fun, and tell me what you all think. What do you think the best way to get a mentor or coach or advisor is? How do you go about that? And looking forward to the dialogue. All right, see ya. Don't forget to subscribe too.